Donald Trump's feud with the US court system is heating up, with a White House official labelling a court ruling to block Trump's tariffs a judicial coup. The US Court of International Trade has found the president overstepped his authority when he used an emergency law to impose tariffs on nearly every country.
But in breaking news overnight, the Trump administration has successfully argued at an appeals court for a pause on the ruling. North America correspondent Lauren Day has the details from Washington.
The Trump administration had filed this immediate emergency motion to have yesterday's ruling blocked. They had said that suddenly halting these tariffs would harm national security, and it's clear that an appeals court has agreed with the Trump administration. They have reinstated the tariffs and given both parties some extra time. Within 2 weeks, they have to respond to this. In the meantime, those tariffs will stand, but no doubt the uncertainty and the volatility that they have caused will continue. The issue in this case, of course, was the fact that the Trump administration had used this emergency law to invoke these tariffs, saying that that was warranted both to address the threat of fentanyl coming across the border, but also these trade deficits that the US has with much of the world. Of course, they undermined that logic by imposing them on some countries like Australia that actually have trade surpluses. So, the court yesterday ruled that the president had overstepped his authority in using this emergency law, but clearly the appeals court has disagreed. Now, this legal fight will likely continue, and it will probably still end up in the Supreme Court. And Karoline Leavitt, the White House press secretary, has urged the court to address this. She said that they need to put an end to this for the sake of our Constitution and our country. She also hit out at the judges in the case who made the decision yesterday, which has really been a theme throughout the Trump presidency. Here's a little of what she had to say earlier before the appeals court ruling came down.
The courts should have no role here. There is a troubling and dangerous trend of unelected judges inserting themselves into the presidential decision-making process. America cannot function if President Trump, or any other president for that matter, has their sensitive diplomatic or trade negotiations railroaded by activist judges.
It's clear this will have a big impact on trade negotiations if, in fact, it does remove what was a major bargaining chip for the United States, these sky-high tariffs that they could use to threaten other trading partners in their negotiations. Earlier, Don Farrell, the Australian Trade Minister, before this ruling, of course, came down, told the ABC that they would study this ruling and that it may be subject to further legal processes through the court, perhaps foreshadowing what we have just seen in the appeals court. The British government spokesman also said that the court ruling was just the first stage of legal proceedings.
That's Lauren Day reporting there from Washington. Well, back home, messages of love and support are flooding in for comedian Magda Szubanski after her shock cancer announcement. Reporter Stephanie Ferrier joins us now from Melbourne. Steph, good morning. I don't think we would expect anything less from Magda, but she's really confronted this with her trademark self-deprecating humour. Tell us, what has she had to say about it all?
Yes, good morning, Emma. She certainly has. And on a post on social media, she says that she reserves her right to be a cranky old mole as a result of this diagnosis. And really, nobody can blame her for that after she's announced that she has been diagnosed with stage 4 mantle cell lymphoma. Now, this is a relatively rare and pretty aggressive blood cancer. And she says that, unfortunately, it's one of the nasty ones. This is what she had to say on social media.
I'm surrounded by beautiful friends and family and an incredible medical support team. Honestly, we have the best in the world here in Australia, particularly in Melbourne, so I feel very fortunate. It's pretty confronting.
That's Magda Szubanski there, and she says that it is going to be a pretty tough battle. She does say that this isn't going to be very nice for her. She's not sugarcoating it. You can see there that she shaved her head in preparation for that pretty gruelling round of chemo that she's going to be doing. But of course, she's really very much loved in Australia, particularly for her role as Sharon Strzelecki on Kath and Kim, and as well as plenty of other comedy roles, plus her work on the silver screen in Babe and Happy Feet. And of course, behind the scenes, she's also been a really prominent advocate for LGBTQIA+ rights, as well as being somebody that really promotes positive body image too. So we've heard so many comments and love and support from all corners of the world. Presenter Narelda Jacobs says that Magda's done so much to fight for the rights. You've earned the right to the cranky old mole. Kylie Minogue sent her love. Kelly Osborne says that Kath and Kim and Sharon has always helped so much in her darkest days. She wants to offer her support on this journey, while Danny Minogue says that everyone will be waving to you and sending long-distance hugs. And of course, that is due to the fact that during chemotherapy, she's going to be immunosuppressed. So she does say, while she really does feel the love from everybody, she's saying, please don't breathe too much around me. She's also really buoyed by the fact that there are so many amazing new cancer treatments that are coming down the pipeline. And so she's remaining really positive. She says that this was incidentally picked up during a breast screen, which noticed that her lymph nodes were up. She's been feeling pretty bad for quite some time, so she actually asked for more blood tests, and voila, she found out that she had this blood cancer. So her message is, go and get yourself checked out and listen to your body.
Oh, so important. Steph, thank you. And all of us, of course, are wishing Magda all the very best too.
Certainly are. OK, now to some more news. And Victoria Police have charged a 24-year-old woman after 4 people were stabbed in Bairnsdale in the state's east. Investigators were told a woman was behaving erratically in a supermarket before she allegedly stabbed a male staff member. 3 other people were also taken to hospital after being attacked at a car park, a hotel and a train station. All 4 are being treated for non-life-threatening injuries.
Israel has announced the approval of 22 new Jewish settlements in the occupied West Bank, despite such developments being regarded as illegal under international law. It includes several outposts already built without government authorisation that Israel will consider legal. A spokesperson for Palestinian Authority President Mahmoud Abbas has called it a dangerous escalation.
Supporters of Evo Morales have clashed with police in Bolivia, demanding the former president's candidacy be reinstated ahead of elections in August. Earlier in May, a constitutional court decision upheld a ban on any individual serving more than 2 presidential terms, effectively banning him from running again.
Indigenous leaders are calling for an independent investigation into the death in custody of an Aboriginal man with disabilities in Alice Springs. The 24-year-old Warlpiri man from Yuendamu died after he was restrained by NT police officers following an altercation with a supermarket security guard. Indigenous Australians Minister Malandiri McCarthy says an independent investigation may be warranted given existing tensions, but the decision will ultimately lie with NT Chief Minister Leah Finocchiaro.
Environmental authorities say it's too early to know if recent wind and rain have affected South Australia's algal bloom problem, while water test results won't be clear until next week. Cooler ocean temperatures and strong winds have sparked hope the toxic bloom could be on its way out.
A Chinese paraglider has narrowly escaped death after a test flight went wrong. The 55-year-old was about 3,000 metres above sea level when a powerful updraft carried him more than 5,000 metres higher than planned. He endured freezing conditions without an oxygen mask or face covering. Eventually, he managed to control his paraglider and fly out of the clouds to safety. That is amazing.
Incredible. And the latest addition to famous celebrity waxwork museum Madame Tussauds in London is, wait for it, it's a sausage roll. The Great Sausage Roll has been immortalised just in time for England's National Sausage Roll Day, which I didn't know existed, but it's on the 5th of June. Greg's Bakery, which was founded in Newcastle upon Tyne in 1951, sells an estimated, wait for it, 1 million sausage rolls a day in the UK. Incredible.
It is incredible. I'm now hungry.